Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope you have had an amazing day. My day has been super busy, like capital SUPER, busy. It's been a busy, busy day. However, I am excited about what I'm going to share on tonight. So, listen, I want you, wherever you are, you're taking a few minutes to chill with me, 30 minutes, and I promise you, we'll be done. I'm gonna cut off and then we'll continue next week. I am talking about tonight attitudinal disposition. This term was used in a teaching my coach was doing to us for us, and he shared this term, and I've been stuck on it. And so I want to unpack it. I want to talk about it a little bit more. I want to go a little bit deeper. And so definitely feel free to ask questions in the chat, make comments in the chat. Um, Share this with somebody else that you feel can utilize this information tonight. And then I want you to make sure you grab pen and paper. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk to you about that at the end. But make sure you grab some pen and paper because it's gonna be some nuggets that you will probably want to jot down tonight. It's so important that I think we peruse uh, this particular terminology and phraseology because I think oftentimes we just pass through words or pass by phrases, and we don't take the opportunity to really um, determine how does that impact me, or what can I learn from that. And there's a statement that I heard. It's two moments that you um, there are two moments in life, the one you miss and the one you seize. And so, and on the other side of that, another thing that I say is that opportunities are not obligated to repeat themselves. And so it's important that when you hear something, when you see something, that you in some kind of way make sure that you document it, make sure that you do a jot or a tittle or something along those lines to help you, in fact, remember and recall. And so that's why pen and paper and pen to paper is so very powerful. And of course, I have to always make sure that I have the opportunity to see any, I can't see from the screen I'm on, um, any comments or whatever that's coming up in the chat. So I want to make sure I'm ready for that. So I'm all good there. So now I want to get into it. Um, I have some notes here because I don't want to miss anything about what attitudinal disposition. Um, I am one of those kinds of persons that um there's a whole thing about words for me. Words always have been. I hear certain sticky statements is what they're called, certain phrases, and certain things kind of stick out to me. And so this phrase, attitudinal disposition, which was part of a list of characteristic traits, or character traits. And when this particular phrase was indicated, it really just illuminated in my mind. And so I wanted to take some time, since I have now had a guest on with me for the last few weeks. Since I was driving solo tonight, I wanted to take the opportunity to begin this series. Of course, I'm getting ready to go into the pen to paper conference, but coming out of that, this is where we're going to hang our hats because I think it's important that you adjust your attitudinal disposition in preparation for what God has for your life going forward, what He has for your business, for whatever it is that you're endeavoring to do, that you, in fact, make sure that you embark upon the right position. So here's something that came to me early. This wasn't even in my notes. How you position what you think about a person, a place, or a thing is how you will behave toward it. I'm going to repeat that. How you position what you think about a person, a place, or a thing is how you will behave toward it. It's all about attitudinal disposition. So, what is attitudinal disposition? I'm going to give you the definition, but I'm also going to give you the practical, straightforward piece. Basically, it's simply mindset. Do you have a fixed mindset or do you have a growth mindset? Mindset is so important. Our belief system coincides with our mindset, right? Our mindset is made up and determined by the things that are around us, the things that we have experienced, the things that we've learned. That becomes our system by which we operate and how we function. So, how we think about things, how we think toward things coincides with an attitudinal disposition. A mindset encompasses an individual's attitudes, beliefs, and inclinations, which collectively shape their approach to various situations and their overall perspective on life. I just said earlier, how you position what you think about a person, place, or thing is how you will behave toward it. Okay. So it's one's mental, it's all about, understanding the relatable way to express the concept of one's mental and emotional orientation. One's mental and emotional orientation. This is my question on the floor tonight. What's your attitudinal disposition? And this can be positive, it can be negative, it can be neutral in some cases, and sometimes neutral is not good because sometimes you need to be on one side or the other and not necessarily neutral because in neutral, oftentimes we're not making a decision. And in some situations, it requires and calls for us to be able to make a decision, right? So here is the definition. I want to give the definition for attitude and I want to give the definition for disposition. Now, I've talked about the practical approach, and in simple terms, it's mindset. But I want to talk about what is given as a definition for both um, attitude and disposition. And then I'll get as far as I can in my time frame, and then I'm gonna stop and we'll pick up next week. So you want to make sure that right now, whatever you're doing right now, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you make sure that you do not miss any notifications because I may just have a nugget about attitudinal disposition while I'm in this series and you don't want to miss nothing. So attitude. Attitude is a multifaceted term that encompasses both practical and spiritual dimensions. It can be defined as a complex psychological state or disposition that reflects a person's feelings, thoughts, and behavioral tendencies towards a particular object, person, situation, or concept. Attitude is a fundamental aspect of human behavior and perception, influencing how individuals interact with the world around them. Here, we explore the practical and spiritual aspects of attitude. I'm going to talk about the practical and I'm going to talk about the spiritual. Before I get into those, I also want to give you the definition. And each time, I'm going to give you the definition for attitude and I'm going to give you the definition for disposition. So, disposition, it's a term that relates to a person's inherent qualities, tendencies, and behavior inclinations. Sounds kind of similar, doesn't it? It describes the prevailing mental and emotional characteristics that shape an individual's responses, reactions, and general outlook. Okay. So, this is the difference between attitude and disposition. Disposition is shaping the individual's responses, the individual's reactions, and their general outlook. And the behavioral tendencies of attitude is toward particular object, person, situation, or concept. The disposition is about the response. All right. So attitudinal disposition. So basically, what's your attitude about how you're going to respond or your position for your response? Okay. So I want to start out talking about the practical approach. And so I got 5 of them. I don't know I'm gonna get to all of them, but we're gonna see how far I get. Uh, so the first one is behavioral aspect. Okay. So one of the practical aspects of attitude is behavior aspect. In a practical sense, attitude is often linked to observable behavior. It influences how a person responds to situations or individuals. For example, a positive attitude can lead to constructive actions, while a negative attitude may result in avoidance or conflict. So we know this is a lot of words for a simple term. Your attitude can be positive or it can be negative. Your attitude can also be determined by people in your life, individuals, or your surroundings, your environment, things that are going on. Well, a lot of times what we don't realize is that we pick those things up and we never lay them down. So if we're around someone, we may pick up something or something someone says negative and or positive. Especially what we want to be mindful of are some of the negative things that we pick up, and then we use those things to establish our attitudinal disposition about how we respond to a person or a situation as a result of the experience that we had. Okay. Sometimes that happens when we don't even know the details or the background. We just go on what we heard or we go on what we saw without knowing the full story. Would I be correct? I would say yes. Then we have number two. So we got number one, we got the behavioral aspect. Then number two, we have the cognitive aspect. This is where attitude is closely tied to cognitive processes, right? Mental. It involves a person's beliefs, talked about this earlier. It encompasses their opinions and thoughts about a specific topic. How many times has what someone else believes, what someone else's opinion is, and what their thought about something determine your attitudinal position or disposition toward another individual or a particular situation? I'll use this as a practical example. For years, I mean years, my attitudinal disposition about Las Vegas was it was Sin City and it was about the strip until I was exposed myself and experienced myself the city of Las Vegas, Nevada. That is in one street, so much more than one street. Beautiful people, beautiful spirited people, amazing connections I've made in Las Vegas, Nevada, to the point that someone asked me, how you just go to Las Vegas and do a conference? Or how you just go to Las Vegas and speak? And I was like, I never even thought about it like that. Attitudinal disposition. Well, that all came about because of someone else's beliefs, someone else's opinions, and somebody else's thoughts about a particular city. And so I've had other people who have declared and confirmed and testified to the same thing, that they always thought a particular way about the city of Vegas, the city of Las Vegas, because of what people said, right? Here again, this is how we shape our attitude and our disposition about different things. And so we have to be mindful of how we allow that to really navigate and how we allow it to really be our GPS for certain things, if you will. These cognitive components shapes one's perspective and can be influenced by education, culture, and personal experiences. Here again, that's what I just said. Behavior aspect, number one. Number two, cognitive aspect. All right. Then we have the affective, number three, affective aspect, right, of attitude. So here we have attitude also includes an emotional component. And we know this to be true because, well, let me just go on. It reflects a person's feelings and emotions toward a particular subject. Emotions like love, hate, joy, or anger are intertwined with attitude and can affect decision making and behavior. Now, you know that to be true. You know that to be true because I can be mad at somebody, and my attitudinal disposition is I don't have time to be bothered. I don't want to talk to them, yada yada blah and the blah and the blah. Well, they may have the key to a door that will open up opportunities upon opportunities for me, but because of something that happened 12 years ago, my attitudinal disposition is I don't want to be bothered with them. They ain't no good, da 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 blah 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 blah. Right? Never cleared it up, never got clarity on what happened, never had a conversation, but that's my attitude toward that person. That's my disposition about it. Missed my whole opportunity to go to another level. And that may be a little extreme of an example, but at the end of the day, we do that kind of stuff. Or because someone that we know don't like somebody that we don't have no beef with them, we good. But because someone else has beef with them or has an issue with them, and we're close to that person, then we won't talk to this other individual. Here again, we don't know who they know. We don't know who they're exposed to. We don't know what circles they're in. We don't know what kind of connections they have. We don't know what kind of opportunities can come about as a result connecting with this individual. But because this person can't even tell you why they got an issue with them. It's just something about them. I don't like them. Really? Here again, this is how we establish our attitudinal dispositions towards people, towards places, toward things, objects, and or concepts. I'm telling you, we have to really be mindful of our attitudinal disposition because it matters. So number 4, social influence. I think I probably already touched on this a little bit. Attitude can be shaped by social interactions and peer pressure. Oh my goodness. OMG. Here we go. So this starts with our teens. It starts now with, our grade school kids, the peer pressure, the social interactions, the things that children know these days. It starts on that level, not to mention once they get to adolescence and then young adults and then mature adults. This is an ongoing kind of thing when it comes to social influence. People often adopt attitudes that align with the beliefs and values of their social groups, making it a crucial element in social psychology. Yes, yes, and yes again. So social influences is a huge part of attitudinal disposition. And in this day, in this time, in this society, it's just like virtually. You have a lot of people who have virtual issues as a result of things that happen what on social media. So there's a social influence that's happening and it's not even personal, you know? Sometimes they don't even know the person or know the people. But here again, this is how we are shaping our attitudinal disposition, and then that reflects outwardly with family or other friends that you do have connection with, that you do have tangible relationships with. So it's a real thing to really look at how am I handling my circle, the people I'm around. How do they influence me? What are some of the cognitive things that go on? How does it affect me? What is my behavior? What's my disposition when it comes to A, B, C, when I go here, there, and yonder? You know, how is it that I'm shaping what's my mindset? Where am I at? How is it shaping my decision-making process? All of this is super important. I'm gonna make number 5. Doing good. Number 5 is cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. All right. So in this last one that we're going to talk about tonight, and then I'll pick up here next week. Attitude theory also includes the concept of cognitive dissonance, which refers to the discomfort experienced when holding conflicting attitudes or beliefs. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me read that again. Attitude theory, this is cognitive dissonance, Dissonance. Attitude theory also includes the concept of cognitive dissonance, which refers to the discomfort experienced when holding conflicting attitudes or beliefs. So, case in point, you walk up to somebody you hadn't talked to in a minute, but y'all had a little beef, you never talked it out, never dealt with it. It's an uncomfortable kind of situation. It's awkward. You can't hardly have speak to the individual, right? Or if you encounter somebody that you've had a conversation about with someone else and it's awkward because you like that person doesn't seem to appear that way, but then it's like you don't even know how to respond because your attitudinal disposition has already been formed and shaped, right, by some other belief, some other conflict and belief or attitude. This discomfort can lead individuals to change their attitude to reduce this dissonance. So it's important, that we check these areas, that we assess these areas, that we take the time to say, hey, what's going on right here? The other reason why this is important and the reason why I'm taking some time to talk about this particular subject matter is because as we are maturing in life, as we are being business owners, ministry leaders, business leaders, organizational leaders, whatever your role or position is in life, your attitudinal disposition, your mindset is most important. What you think about a thing, what you believe about a thing, how you feel about a thing matters. It all intertwines with the decisions that you make, how you make those decisions, when you make those decisions. Do you make those decisions with bias? Do you make those decisions with clear thought and clarity? Do you make those decisions with the understanding that I am pressing my way into something and it's based on my belief, it's based on how I feel, and it's based on the fact that this is something I feel I need to do during this time and during this season. But it's not based on what other people are thinking, what other people are saying, what other people's beliefs are. So in essence, determining your own belief system, what is your mindset like? Does your mindset, is it comprised of what other people say, what other people's opinions are, what other people's belief systems are, or is it comprised of what it is that you believe and what it is that you're saying about yourself? So here again, my question tonight, what's your attitudinal disposition? It's important and it's a question that's on the floor. So listen, for those of you that watch the replay, I still want to see some comments in the chat. Let me know your thought process. Let me know if you have questions or what did you think about as I was going through the definition of attitudinal disposition, what is practical, um, term what it is in a practical sense, the definitions between attitude and disposition, and these practical dimensions of attitude that I talked about tonight. And so I want to repeat those. Number one was behavioral aspect. Number two was cognitive aspect. Number three was affective aspect. Four was social influence. And number five was cognitive dissonance. Listen, this is good stuff. And it helps us to really train our thought process about the things we do, why we do them, and why things are important to us, and making sure that our attitudinal disposition is not based on things that are not concrete, right? That is based on facts as much as possible, as much as you know. Don't just leave it to somebody else to infiltrate you with information. Make sure that you fact check, that you read for yourself, that you find out for yourself, because I'm telling you, this will make a difference. All right. So this is attitudinal disposition part one. And I will be back next week for part two. For those of you who are registered for the Pen to Paper Business Summit that's happening this Friday and Saturday, I am so looking forward to seeing you. It is going to be an amazing time. If you have never, ever, ever taken the opportunity to be a part of a Pen to Paper event, Pen to Paper is all about the power of the pen. Not only that, it's about helping aspiring business owners and business owners get structure and get a plan of action for your vision, helping you to extract strategies and get that on paper, helping you to really determine the difference between mission and vision. Not only that, it helps you with getting clarity, it helps you with connection to your vision, and it also helps you with having enhanced memory about your vision, meaning you can therefore articulate very clearly what your vision is about and how it is that you can help those that you've been assigned to serve and those that are assigned to you. So listen, meet us Friday. You still have time to register. There's a code offer that is available for those of you who have been thinking about it. You've been seeing it on social media and it's been coming across your page. And you're like, I don't know. Listen, you will never, never, never be the same. And I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did. There's a code VISION, capital VISION, Vision 23, all together. You can enter that at checkout and receive a discount for your registration. Now, if you're someone and you're in the DFW Metroplex and you say, I just can't do Friday, but I'd love to be there on Saturday, inbox us at info@bridgettemoody.com and we will get back to you and we will accommodate you for Saturday's sessions. Here again, breakfast and lunch come with your Saturday session. If you're only able to do Saturday, your registration also includes breakfast and lunch both days. So here again, and the other thing is the big announcement is that there is a virtual option so that you can get this information. You can sit by your computer with a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, and you can have your note, your pen, and your paper, and you can get this information. Go to the website. It's on my page on Facebook, and you can go to the website to the store, bridgettemoody.com, and go to the store, and the virtual option is there for you. That virtual option is for both days. And we'd love to have you be a part of this amazing informational session. We have Elaine Ellison, 20-year plus veteran with government contracting, has all the goods you need for opportunities in 2024, and to tell you what you need to do and how you need to do it and what funding is out there for the average business owner. I don't care what you're doing. She's going to tell you about it. Kevin Williams is going to be talking about articulating your vision, maximizing your articulation, making sure that people understand, you understand how to share with people your story. And then Danny White's going to be talking with us about content and marketing. Content is king. I just left a conference a week or so ago, and content was the theme of the weekend. It is important, and we have to learn how to master this piece. The other thing I want to share with you is this: you want to make sure that you lock in, whether you're in person or you are virtual, lock into this opportunity. There's so much more. You want to make sure that you take this information and you apply it for what's happening. There's some amazing things about to happen in 2024. And so we want to take this time at the end of 2023 to make sure that we're prepared and we're ready. All right. So listen, looking forward to seeing those of you that are going to be coming in person, flying in, traveling. Grace and mercy to you for those that are traveling inner city. Be safe. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on this Friday at the Embassy Suites Galleria, Center City, Dallas, Texas, for the 2023 Pen to Paper Business Summit. For those of you who can't meet us in the city in person, we're looking to have you for the virtual experience. All right. Until next week, this has been Tuesday Motivation and Conversation. I'll see you next time.